Jones is making a fast recovery. So as you know, throughout Fortnite Chapter 7 Season 3 story, all of us were wondering if there was a way to help Jones to recover from his injury that he got from Geno, so that Jones can help us to stop Geno to use the stabilizer to stabilize the 0 point. Well, our questions have finally been answered in the second half of Fortnite Chapter 7 Season 3 story, Chapter 7 Season 3, Secret of the Sprites. And in the first story quest, There is Hope, while helping Hope to investigate about the connection between the sprites and the 0 point, while also piecing together that Geno is the visitor. Hope tells us that the sprites are the key to restore Jones. And after taking Geno's research on the sprites and finding out that the sprites are created by the 0 point, Hope tells us that the sprites want to help us to restore Jones. And if she's right, Sloan can use Geno's research to wake Jones up. And in the third story quest, A Cure for Jones, while Sloan was analyzing Geno's research on the sprites, Amy came up with her own theory about the sprites, saying that they don't exist, or sometimes exist, or exist more than everything else. Either way, she tells us that the scientists will have a field day to experiment on the sprites. And Sloan tells us that the visitor called him existentially malleable, thinking that he was being poetic, which we know she's obviously talking about Geno while he was still disguising himself as the visitor. And Amy then tells us that whatever is keeping Jones in nap time mode is out of her expertise, and her expertise is everything, and tells us that we need a miracle. And Sloan tells her that the sprites are the answers that we need in order to restore Jones. After helping Sloan to buy time to continue to go through Geno's research on the sprites, she tells us that Jones's vitals are in the positive every time we bring a sprite to his medical tank, giving off a strange reaction. And Amy thought it was gross, and she wants to know why. And Sloan wants to find out that too, but to do that, we need to collect 3 different variants of sprites around the Shadow Coast. And after collecting 3 different variants of sprites around the Shadow Coast, we have everything we need to head back to Jones's medical tank to see what happens. On our way, Amy tells us that she can now understand what the sprites are saying that they will help us to restore Jones, saying this will work. And Sloan was honestly surprised by this. And Amy tells us that when she has teeth, she likes to bite everyone. But for the sprites, they always do adorable cooing, like making like adorable sounds. And after bringing the 3 different variants of sprites to Jones's medical tank, it turns out his vitals are now still in the positive sign, meaning that it is working. That Hope was right, and so is Sloan. Bringing the sprites to Jones's medical tank will now have him a fast recovery, making sure that he will now help us to stop Geno. And Hope tells us that he needs to wake up fast, soon as possible. And the order tells us that we need all the allies that we need to confront her father, Geno. And that is true. We need all the allies that we need to stop Geno. And Jones is the most reliable ally that we need in order to stop Geno, in order to make sure he doesn't use the stabilizer to stabilize the 0 point. So, yeah, that was it. That's what's currently going on in Chapter 7 Season 3's Secret of the Sprites. With Jones now making a fast recovery thanks to the assistance of the sprites, and finding out that the sprites are created by the 0 point, things are now going to get very interesting. And soon, Jones will wake up in order to help us to stop Geno, to use the stabilizer to stabilize the 0 point to its former glory, and making sure that nothing bad will happen. But we'll have to wait and see and find out when the live event will happen this week on Saturday. So with that said, thank you all so much for watching this video. Comment down below what your favorite things to do in Fortnite creativity, buying players, Fortnite Ballistic, Fortnite Reload, the arrival of Fortnite Chapter 1 Season 9 OG, Fortnite Save the World, and Fortnite Reload's newest maps. Comment down below what your favorite moments in Fortnite Chapter 7 Season 3 Secret of the Sprites, Fortnite Chapter 1 Season 9 OG, Fortnite Save the World, and Fortnite Reload's newest maps. Comment down below what Fortnite theories you want to discuss and debunk, and I'll gladly make more videos about them. Subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you won't miss any videos from me, and I'll see all of you in the live event. Bye!